comic. I like their name. I call myself Edge Lady. Please welcome to the stage Edge Harvey.
How's everybody doing tonight? Good. Today we're going to talk about the good old days. I was having an argument with a friend of mine the other day, and he was trying to convince me that the good old days were a lot better than they were today. And we had this argument because he assumed back then everything was better and technology is just changing the way things are. But for me, I argued the only thing good about the good old days was banana cough syrup as a kid. That was pretty much it. Especially, I would get sick on purpose for that stuff. And with COVID and everything like that right now, if you had taken a couple of sips of that, you wouldn't have even needed a vaccine. I remember one time my mom found out I had an addiction problem to it when I asked her after I sprained my ankle that I needed a shot of the banana cough syrup just to bring me back. So, yeah, that killed in my head pretty good. Yeah, and the second joke here is, and then we were arguing about how technology is changing the way people see things and the way people interact, but I was like, do you remember like 20 years ago, dial-up internet, trying to explain that to somebody today? You had the choice of loading a web page for 5 minutes or going on your house phone, and you couldn't do both. I feel like we've improved a lot better since then. And he seemed to cut me off and think that that was okay, but I just, if you even back then too, they had these little beeper things on your hip, and you would get a phone call, and you would have no way of getting a hold of these people. You would see the number, then you'd have to find a payphone and run, and then by the time you got a hold of them, it's always the same problem. Say, is everything okay? And he said, yeah, I was just checking in, see how are things. And yeah, so I thought that was funny, the third one, I would say the best thing that we have today so far is Google and this thing I discovered last night called WebMD. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but I had a sore tooth. And I would say I became a hypochondriac right instantly overnight. I was literally checking out why I had a sore tooth. Next thing I know, I'm booking an online appointment to get my pancreas removed. And yeah, apparently that's happening next week. So, and the last thing I'll leave you guys with is the dictionary. That's another thing I don't miss. Like, I can't spell for shit. And back then, when I remember one time my grade 3 teacher told me, this might have happened to you guys, if you don't know how to spell something, go look it up. And if you can't figure out how to spell it, sound it out. I spent 3 hours trying to spell jalapeno in the H column for no one to help me, and then only to find out I could find habanero, I could find Halifax, I could find half-breed, I could find all these others, but not jalapeno, only to realize finally that it was a sick game to keep me there, so until class ended. So I really actually still don't know how to spell jalapeno, and I don't know where it is in the dictionary. And yeah, that's all I have, so thank you.